Imagine standing between the posts, defending your goal, but there are no gloves, no protection, and the rules actually allow attackers to barge straight into you. Welcome to the most dangerous era in football history to be a goalkeeper. This was a time when keepers were tackled, trampled, and treated like any other player on the pitch. So just how brutal was it? Let's step back in time. Today, goalkeepers are protected like treasured assets. Referees blow the whistle the moment someone touches them. But it wasn't always this way. In the early days of football, back in the late 1800s, the goalkeeper was barely a special position at all. There were no penalty areas, no special rules, and certainly no gloves. The man in goal was fair game, and opponents took full advantage. Here's what made it so terrifying. In Victorian-era football, attackers were allowed to charge the goalkeeper, whether or not he had the ball. Big, heavy forwards would shoulder barge keepers straight into the net, sometimes ball and all. It was completely legal. Goalkeepers were knocked over, injured, and bruised match after match. And it gets worse. There were no proper gloves until well into the 20th century. Keepers caught powerful shots with their bare hands, often in freezing rain and on rock-hard, muddy pitches. Broken fingers were just part of the job. On top of that, the equipment offered almost no protection. Thin cotton shirts, no padding, and heavy leather balls that absorbed water until they weighed a ton. Getting hit in the face by one of those could knock a man out cold. Here's a wild fact. Until 1912, goalkeepers were allowed to handle the ball anywhere in their own half, not just inside the box. Defenders and keepers used this to their advantage until the rule was finally changed. And here's another. The infamous charging the keeper rule wasn't fully cleaned up until decades later. One of the most shocking moments came in the 1958 FA Cup final, when Manchester United's goalkeeper was charged so hard he suffered a fractured cheekbone, and back then, there were no substitutes allowed. He had to leave his team a man down. It was a brutal reminder that for early goalkeepers, courage wasn't optional, it was survival. So why does this matter? Because every rule that protects goalkeepers today was written in response to that brutal past. The penalty area, the no charging rules, the introduction of substitutes, and proper gloves, all of it came from lessons learned the hard way. The goalkeepers of that era paved the way, taking the hits so future generations wouldn't have to. They turned one of football's most dangerous jobs into the respected, protected position it is today. So next time you watch a goalkeeper make a flying save in full gloves and padding, remember the brave souls who once stood in goal with nothing but their bare hands and pure courage. The early days were the worst time imaginable to be a goalkeeper, but those fearless pioneers helped shape the beautiful game we love today. If you enjoyed this journey through football history, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. Could you have survived as a goalkeeper back then? Subscribe for more football stories you never knew you needed. And until next time, keep loving the game.